Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Last week, I had the opportunity to speak at an event to celebrate the second anniversary of a church ministry, and I spoke about the book of Esther, particularly chapter 4. In chapter 4, Esther is now queen, and it's good to be queen. There's just one problem. The king, Ahasuerus, just signed a proclamation that gives his people carte blanche to kill as many Jews as they want on a particular day the following month. To make matters worse, Esther is Jewish, and the king doesn't know. Esther's older cousin, Mordecai, who raised Esther since she was a child after her parents were killed, implores her to use her position as queen to get King Ahasuerus to undo or reverse this proclamation and save her people. Mordecai then gives Esther a very serious warning. He says, if you keep silent, salvation from God will come from some other place, but you and your father's house may not survive. Now, there's two things I want to highlight here. First of all, I think it's pretty reassuring that one person, through their disobedience, cannot completely thwart God's plans. Mordecai didn't say, if you keep silent, we're all screwed and God's going to have to start all over again. No, he said, salvation will come from somewhere else. Now, secondly, when God wants to accomplish something for his kingdom, he usually doesn't tap some individual on the shoulder and say, you are the chosen one. Now, instead, God puts the call out to everybody. And if you're anything like me, you usually let that call go to voicemail. And you know what? That's our choice. That's our right. That is our free will. But when we do that, we miss out. We miss out on the blessings of obedience, and we risk heavenly consequences for our disobedience, just like the consequences Esther would have faced if she chose to remain silent. But for those people who hear the call, and they answer it, and they say, here am I, send me. These are the people that God will equip to do his work. And that's why Matthew 22 verse 14 says, many are called, but few are chosen. It's kind of reassuring to know that most people do let that call go to voicemail. And that's why we say God does not call the equipped, he equips the called. A lot of folks have children, and that's great. Somebody's got to pay my Social Security. And many are called by God to have children, and that's great. But like anything else, saying yes to one thing blocks you from saying yes to other things. For those of us who are child-free, we are called to other things. Being child-free can provide the flexibility and the resources needed to say yes to other kingdom work. So how about you? Have you answered God's call? Are you actively serving him in your daily life? If so, I pray that God will recognize and reward you for your obedience in the same way he did for Esther. Esther went down in history as a hero of the faith. And I pray that God similarly rewards you. Take care, and God bless.